So by now, guys, I'm not doing well with all these deductions. Ne? Pala, this is not the UK that they promised.
Welcome to our channel, Nomakaya K Munaheng. We love you, mommy. I love you, mommy.
Hello Bantase, my name is Unomakaya K Munaheng and Happy New Year. As you might have seen from the title, today we'll be talking about salaries. But before we do that, to my old subscribers, thank you so much for coming back, guys. And to my new subbies on my channel, I share about how we immigrated as a family, how we are finding it, how we are adapting, as well as those little bits about immigration and stuff, right? So if you're interested in anything like that, please do stick around and join the family. So let's get into it, guys. As soon as you get to the United Kingdom, you will be regarded as a pre-registered nurse because you haven't sat down for your OSCE. OSCE are practicals for the stream that you are following. If you are in adult nurse, you're going to follow the adult nurse OSCE. If you're a midwife and if you're in child services, if you're in mental health, you're going to follow that stream. So each and everyone sits for a different type of OSCE, and we'll talk about it at a later stage. So today we'll be talking about salaries. So your first salary is determined by when is your start date, when is your payday for your selected company that you're working for, and also how good is your HR personnel, the people who approves your shift. So I'll be sharing my payslip for the first few months when I was a pre-registered nurse to help you prepare enough as you come into the United Kingdom. I started work on the 4th of October, and the first few days were for training. And how it works with my company, you get paid per hour. If training is for 8 hours, I was getting paid for 8 hours. My company, they pay on the last Friday of the month, but cut-off date is the last Thursday before the last Friday. I hope that makes sense. I'll just put up a calendar here for you to understand. The rate at this time was £11.7 per hour. I know that last year it was £12.87 per hour. And how it works here, you get paid per hour. You don't get a salary for the whole month. So if the month has 5 weeks, you'll be paid for 5 weeks. If the month has 4 weeks, you'll be paid for 4 weeks. And another thing, my contract is for 44 hours minus breaks. So I work 4 days a week, 11 hours per day. So let us look into my first salary. Oh gosh, this is my payslip, guys. My name is up there, and this was for the 28th of October 2022. So weekday it says 33 hours, so that is like 3 days, and I was paid at a rate of £11.7, and that was £386.10, right? And then weekend pay was 128.70, so that is my rate per day. And then training, this was for the 3 days of induction. It was 14.50 hours, which was paid at a rate of 11.7 as well, and it gave them 169.65. And the total was £684.45, and my deductions was £136.80. Only the tax was taken out. All right, and then my take home then was £547.65. You might have noticed I started work on the 3rd, and I'm getting paid for 3 weeks, so they missed 1 week of my salary. I did inquire with them administrator. Within a week I was paid the balance of £395. So in total for the month of October, I was then paid £942.65, right? You must keep in mind that by now I must have my rent paid, my food sorted, and also my transport money to go to work. Fine. Come the second month. Now we are in November. So in November, this is my payslip, my weekday. Weeknight is because probably I clocked 15 minutes extra. My total hours for November 188.87, and if you divide that by 11, it gives me 17.7. So that's equivalent to 4 weeks in a month. So that is a full month where I'm expecting to see a full salary, right? And I also had a mix-up of some training, so those hours are also included. And then that back pay that you see there, that was because of the 1 week that was not paid, so they've put it in there. But this is now when it includes the tax. That's why when I got the immediate payment, it was only 395. So now we'll look at my deductions. My deductions tax was 571.40, and NI, national insurance, they took out their money, and then the advance was for the immediate payment as well as the loan recovery. So where is the loan coming from when I just landed in a new country? So one of the benefits that I was getting from the company was 1 month free accommodation, but your deposit that you have to pay to the landlord, you have to pay it back, because when you move out, you're going to get your deposit back, right? So they took that amount and divided into 8 months, and it was equals to £72.50. But then I had a mess up with my accommodation. I didn't go for the initial accommodation. I went for another accommodation, which was £400. So when they have to give me a second loan, they told me that on my second salary, they're going to take it as a lump sum. So that's why now you see this huge deduction of a loan recovery of £472.50, right? And then my total for the month was £2,857.38 salary, and my deductions were £1,656.02, and my take home for that month was £1,201.36. Yeah. So that was my salary for November, guys. Hi, it's come December. So what happened now in December is that I took leave when the family was coming over. So that's why paid holiday is also there. So by now, guys, I'm not doing well with all these deductions. Yeah? This is not the UK that they promised. So what I did is that I remembered something mentioned about income tax. I looked at my code. That BR code, it's an emergency tax code. And if you might read more about tax, it will say that the table shows the tax rates you pay in each band if you have standard personal allowance of £12,570. So what does this mean? When you start off, from the time you come into the country, and you're just like me, until you reach an income of 12,570, your tax should be zero. After 12,570, which is 12,571 pounds, to £50 270, you should be taxed at 20%. I then called HMRC and I told them to say, guys, I haven't yet reached that allowance that I have been given. Can I please get my tax return back? And they said, no problem, you're going to get your tax return on the next month. So the next month we won't be taxing you anymore, and you're also gonna get the refund, because we didn't know that we shouldn't tax you as yet. Other people, they let it go, and then when they do their returns in April, they might get a refund. But me, you can already see that I need my money, especially after that 400 lump sum. So HMRC made sure that they are not taxing me for that month. So come December, in December I worked for 192 hours at a pay rate of 11.7. I'm still a pre-registered nurse by now, and I also had a paid holiday. So for holidays, the company used to pay extra, which was 14.29 that you see up there, right? So for the month of December, my total before deductions was 2,661. Ne? And my tax, that was the tax, and also they were bringing back what they taxed me for, as well as the national insurance and the loan recovery. Now it's back to the 72.50 pounds per month. And then my take home was 3,103. Yeah, now I could breathe. I could buy kids gifts for Christmas. Yeah. Hey, yeah, it got better. January, you can also see that my tax code has changed to the one that says 1257L. That is now the tax code, the normal tax code. And for January, I worked for 197.85 hours, which is around 17 hours as well. With the January one, the bank holidays were paid at 17.55, because that was including the Christmas, the New Year's. They pay more for those public holidays. So this was my salary for January. If you look at the text, now the text is blank because I haven't reached that threshold of 12,570. And then they took the NI fee. This money is for pension, and also the loan recovery still continues. So the total money that I made that month was 2,512 pounds, with total deductions of 328, and my take home was 2,184 pounds for the month of Jan. And now we move over to Feb. So in Feb, it was a short month. I worked for 15 hours, and it also included some training in there and also some paid holiday. So I believe that training was also for my OSCE training that I went for, and I was still getting paid at 11.7 pounds per hour, with the paid holiday at 12.97 per hour. So for February, my total earnings were 2,010 pounds, with total deductions of 248 pounds, and my take home was 1,762. Yes. So that's my salary as a pre-registered nurse. As you might have seen, you don't have a whole salary every month, a stable salary every month. It fluctuates up and down. So my advice to you is that please make good preparations when you come over. Keep in mind that it's all dependent on your company, your pay date, when you start, as well as your HR personnel, and also the person who needs to approve your shifts. It's different from company to company, and yeah, just prepare enough, have enough money. And also do try to call the HMRC and let them know that they've taxed you. You shouldn't be taxed as yet. Some people are lucky, they do pay them back immediately. Some people, they tell you to please wait for April, you will get your returns. So I was one of the lucky people, and I did get money, and I did need it at that time. So that's it from now, guys. On my next video, I will also cover your salary now as a registered nurse. As you might have seen, this went from October, November, December, January, February. That is a whole 5 months. So with each and every one, the journey is definitely going to be different, because it depends when will your company book you for your OSCE, when are the OSCE dates available. And I know other companies, they would want you to work as a healthcare assistant, not even a senior, probably for the first 6 months. And really, those companies, they're not okay. It's not fun. the NHS also has a good training that they would like to take you through before you go for your OSCE exams. But I will definitely share about my OSCE experience in the next video. So please guys, do look forward to that. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if this is the salary that you expected. And if not, what salary were you thinking about? And convert it into whatever country you're from, and let me know what you think about it, because we all do the conversion before we immigrate to see, is it really worth leaving everything? So until our next video guys, thank you so much. Goodbye.